Good morning. Welcome to Copy with Gary Adam Storm. Storm, what do we got on that sign? We got a dollar sign or a lightning bolt?
I think we're still, we stuck with the lightning bolt.
I like it.
Still here every day. It's in my background.
Love it. All right. Well, today we're going to talk about what ISI stands for. And I love this because this is a great founder story about how Adam named his brand, ISI Elite Training. So, Adam, it's like you're in a coffee bar. I love it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you came up with the name ISI?
I don't know.
All right, roll credits.
Oh, sorry, I'm just getting seated here. Yeah, so funny story, right? I mean,
I love funny stories.
All right. Well, I'm not really naturally a funny guy. So when I have a funny story, it's typically because it's happened to me. But yeah, so these guys out of Philadelphia, I'm a young entrepreneur, 21 years old, opened my first personal training studio, and
What was the name of that?
Yeah. Call it Beachbody Fitness. It's in Myrtle Beach. Makes sense, right? Beachbody,
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach. Nice red colors, and get into the trenches of it, and realize about 2 years later I get a letter in the mail from some lawyers out of Philadelphia, actually, Storm Miller, Philly, and a nice letter said that I'm 23 and I don't know anything about business at this point, right?
Your prefrontal cortex isn't fully developed at this point.
Yeah, I'm not a good storyteller either, so hang with me. So with that being said, get a letter from these lawyers, and it says you essentially have to close your doors, change your name, or we're going to sue you for a lot of money, which I didn't have at all. So anyways, long story short, it was a cease and desist letter from Beachbody Fitness, which is the company or parent company of Insanity, P90X, all of the Beachbody that everyone knows. And so had to change the name. About a week later, landed in I was in church service. The whole service was based around Proverbs 27:17, which was iron sharpens iron. Like, man, this is this plays right into the vision, what I have for this company. We definitely needed a rebrand at that time. So it was kind of perfect timing. Everything's perfect timing. And you see a lot of these massive companies at some point in time, there had to be perfect timing. But it was perfect timing for that to happen, and landed on the name Iron Sharpens Iron. And honestly, I don't think you've ever asked me why green.
Well, I want to know why green, but I want to know other things too. I want to know your perspective on iron sharpening iron, and some of the stories you've told me behind that. I also want to know why elite training, right? So ISI is a brand name, but elite training as a subtext. I want to know that as well. So why don't we start with green, one of my favorite colors?
Yeah, so green, wanted it to be attractive to male and female. And honestly, I don't ever really talk about it, but the inspiration for the branding and colors came from, you ever seen the supplement line from Muscle Farm?
Sure.
Yep.
No.
I'm following.
Yeah.
I'm not.
So that's where I always liked that brand and the color of it. So I was like, man, let's make it green. And green is energy. Green is energy. And that's what one of our core values, but that's what we have to bring day in and day out for a great experience. And so
Now, did you do a color study on the color that you selected, or you just okay?
No, I was 23.
Okay. Just so you
You
know,
just rolled with it.
over here on my printer, so that we can get this right, I have the actual hex color written
Yeah.
down.
24. What is it? 94E522?
94E522. We shouldn't tell. It's 95E523 for everybody listening.
What Pantone color is it? 375.
Adam's all over it.
What Photoshop? CMYK, it's 85, 85, 90.
I haven't had Photoshop since I had an illegal version in college. All right. I don't know. Let's move on. Let's talk about elite training. What's this subtext mean? How'd you arrive on that?
Yeah, elite. I think elite is just the level in which you show up. right? And so that's what we wanted to. And training is training. I mean, that's really what we're doing. But the word elite and why it wasn't just ISI training is it's a level in which, you know, we've got to show up as leaders. It's a level in which we got to show up as a brand. It's elite. It's next level.
All right. And training, right? Training over something like fitness, right? It's a differentiator.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, yeah. I mean, it's what we do is it could be called, really what we do is called ISI elite coaching, but that might be a little confusing to people. But honestly, we even get the question, not so much anymore, but a lot of people are like, so are you guys what's those, like a recruiting firm for hiring people? So no, we're not. We're a boutique fitness studio. But anyways.
So I know you were younger when you started this, and you've gone through a couple iterations of the logo, and we're sitting on this one now. Talk to me. What type of a study did you go through when you were selecting the logo?
I didn't.
Mhm.
Nope.
It just works. Don't fix it if it's not broken.
No, actually, I didn't. It's not like I designed the logo. My brother. So actually, when Chandler started with us 2 years ago, almost, he created this logo.
Okay.
And it was cool because it was never like, hey, we need a new logo. He just created it. And it's like, man, that's more modern. It fits. The old logo was designed by a guy who did a lot of our branding in the early stages of ISI. And if you remember it goes like this, and it's all connected like an S and an I. And so the meaning or philosophy behind that was it's a roadmap, and it's a roadmap of ups, downs, twists, turns, which really fits into the whole concept of ISI and iron sharpens iron. And that, you know, that to get to where you want to go, A, you got to know where you want to go. B, there's going to be obstacles, there's going to be friction, and you can't sharpen iron without friction.
Right. So I've heard that a lot. You can't sharpen iron without friction. Talk to me a little bit more about what this is a whole sermon on Proverbs 27:17, right? There's got to be more.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think there's a lot of people have a preconceived notion. I don't care what it is, whether it's your faith, family, finances, whatever it is. We're at a place today, and we all should, and I'm guessing do have a vision of where we want to go. And the clearer that vision is, the more direct the path that we'll have, and then we can collapse timelines through that. But with that being said, the friction piece is like, we never arrive. Never. Because I don't care. Like, say you, let's just throw something. Say you want $1 million. Well, guess what? When you want $1 million, you realize the capacity at what it took to get there, and the amount of impact you can make with $1 million. Like, what does it look like to just give a friend $100? $100. Hey, dude, you're having a rough day. Here's $100. Or donate to a charity. It's like, that makes you feel really good. So now you want $10 million, you know, but you never arrive. And it's that thing is like, to get to that next stepping stone, it's going to require obstacles. It's going to require friction. It's going to require courage. It's going to require confidence. It's going to require if it was that easy, everybody would be there. If it was that easy, everybody would start a gym. If it was that easy, everybody would start a business.
So coming off our conversation yesterday, we had you, Matt, and I, and another gentleman. Sorry, Storm wasn't on it, but we were talking about feedback, right? And so I think this ties into getting feedback. And I think, you know, telling your story about at an early age getting that cease and desist letter, that was probably some pretty harsh feedback for you to get. And I think when you're young, you get feedback and you don't really know how to digest it. But as you get older, feedback becomes that, you know, that Wheaties, that breakfast of champions. You want people to tell you exactly what's going on. And I think what you've done with ISI and with the sharpening iron mentality, and more specifically, the accountability that you set up within those four walls, you're really now providing instant feedback to not only your members, but also to your franchisees, right? So before we get out of here and turn it over to Storm, let's just briefly touch on some of the systems and processes that you have in place to help your franchisees, to hold them accountable, so that you are actually iron sharpening iron.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about this a lot. Some businesses go through years, decades of trying to figure out, like, what are our true KPIs? what are our true indicators that drive success in the business. And the great thing is we found that out. We know it. It's been proven over and over again. And what that essentially is, hey, how many bookings do we have for future days? How many scheduled first visits do we have today? How many first visits actually showed today? And then how many did we close? And then in alignment with that is what is our usage reports, right? So priority for us to make sure our members are utilizing their membership, because we know, that's what they pay for. And when we provide value, they're going to show up through the door. They're going to show up more powerfully in their households. They're going to show up more powerfully at work. And that's a responsibility that we carry, is to make sure that we're holding them accountable and that we're sharpening them and that we're creating that atmosphere that they want to come to every single day. And so through that, the KPI management dashboard is what we're able to see. And really what that is it identifies really 3 categories. One is your lead to bookings. So how many times are we being relentless and truly caring about getting people booked for first visits? Because that's, anybody can type in their information, but the facilities that really are relentless in getting people booked are the ones that showing they care the most.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna pursue me in the early stages, how can I expect you to pursue me once I actually become a member?
Well, you say it all the time. Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah.
Right.
And people have this wrong connotation with sales. It's not that. It's a level of showing up and caring about people. And so calling them 7 times is not annoying them. It's caring about them.
I care about everybody.
Love it.
Especially when it comes to ISI.
My name is Kerry.
You're right. So that's KPI number 1. KPI number 2 is our bookings. And so we can see the gap or the deficiency or how they're overperforming. And really it goes down into, okay, from the time a first visit walks through the door to conversion, there's a what we call a close percentage, right? There's a certain threshold that is at expectation or target. And if it's under that, then all that means, it's not like, hey, you suck. It means, hey, you're not performing up to par in this area. Let's dive in and evaluate why. It could be you have the wrong people doing the sales process. It could be you're not following the sales process. It could be, your people need more training. And then you've got the gap between people that actually book their first appointment and show up. And that's what we call our show ratio or our show percentage. And when we understand that, if say that's underperforming, all that is confirmation and having a conversation with these people before they ever walk through the door to eliminate all fear and anxiety about coming in, because it's scary. It's scary.
One touch point.
Yeah. And so.
And shows you care.
Yeah. We got to pick up our effort on that. Or if they're overperforming there, that is what is so beautiful about a franchise system. It's like, hey, what are you guys doing? Like we can set.
That becomes the new standard.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. So it's those things. It's measuring those simple metrics that really at the end of the day, you're successful or not. And there's 2 things. I was talking with Amanda this morning and the rest of the team actually. And I was like, man, it's never been so, I've never realized so much how the success of a location, the success of a facility leader, the success of a sales leader boils down to 2 things. 2 things only: leadership, energy. If you do not have, if you're a consumer facing facility or person and you don't have energy or you're not a great leader, you will fail, period. But if you show up with both of those, sky's the limit. I go back to some of our old locations that were just crappy, like Myrtle Beach, dude. You go into our first location, it stunk. It was not nice. It was nowhere near what we have, but we had 400 members there. And that's because we had great leadership and the energy inside that place. We didn't know a dang thing about sales. We didn't know what we were doing.
I went
to be a part of it.
I went down almost a year ago. I made you fly me out to Myrtle Beach, and I went to your 5 original locations, right, and toured all of them. And in every single one where we ran into members, hey, Adam, good to see you, man. Right?
Yeah.
Strong leadership. They know who you are. They know your name. And you hadn't been there in months.
Yeah.
So you left a good impression. All right, guys, let's set some new standards for today. Let's raise the bar. Storm, I want you to do the weather and Not just do the weather, dude.
Well, the weather's pretty easy right now. Right now, we're looking at temperatures around 53 degrees here in Philadelphia. It is cold and it is raining. We're supposed to get scattered showers throughout the day today, which is perfect because I've been working on the lawn. Got a ton of seed down. I need the rain. But high is supposed to get up to 67, I think, with real feel. If the sun pops out, you might feel like it's 70 degrees outside. And over the weekend, temperatures are going to be cool. The high is 67 on both Saturday and Sunday. Not much of a chance for rain, so it's going to be a beautiful fall weekend up here in Philadelphia.
Awesome. Thanks. Adam, do you get that new video?
You know what? I just tried to upload it, and it says it's too large.
I was going to say it might be too big. I need a Dropbox to watch that.
Yeah, I can share my screen, and I don't know if it's that good. But yeah, here.
It's that good. You should run it.
Let's check out the video. This is all about change.
All about change.
I want to slow that down. This is all about change.
All about change. Can you guys see this?
Yeah, small.
It's still small.
Change happens whether we like it or not. Change happens. Whether we like it or not, it's happening. We can't stop it. We can't avoid it. Some changes are forced upon us. Some changes we choose to participate in. Your body will change, for the better or the worse. You can choose to make it better, or you can choose to make it worse. At ISI Elite Training, we are choosing to make our community better. We are choosing to make a difference. We are choosing to participate in the change. We are choosing to build into each member's lives that call ISI Elite Training home. We choose to sharpen each other. We don't accept the excuses that made you the old you. We participate in the new you. We push for excellence because that's what you deserve. We push for your best because that's what you deserve. We grow together because that is what you deserve. And we change because that is what you deserve.
Boom.
Love that. All right, we're out. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Later, guys.